Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.
Okay, Coach, well, let's jump right in, man. Tell me about the team. What do you know already, and what do you expect?
The one thing I know is we've got kids that work really, really hard. And, coming into Calallen, obviously with the tradition and the success that they've had for so long, the expectations to win are already, embedded, in this program and the kids and the expectations. And so, our plan is to build upon those things. That physicalness that Calallen has always been known for, has to continue to be a hallmark of who we are as a program. But I'm excited about this group. I think we've got a great group of seniors that have worked extremely hard. Kids have bought in from day one, and we've done a lot of work in a short amount of time. We had about a month in the spring to kind of start introducing offense and defense, and then we continued that on throughout our summer workout. We've been able to get a lot of stuff done this summer. We're going to continue to build and install, obviously when we get going on the 5th. But, I think we'll be a team that will continue to get better. Our goal is to play our best football in November. And I think as the season goes on and we continue to, I think we've got a good idea of kind of what our strengths are right now. But until you put the pads on, you really don't know. So I think, we'll continue to kind of develop our identity as a team as the season goes on. And I think we'll be a different team in November than we are, in August. And our goal every week is to play our best game and, continue to get better each and every week. And I expect that to happen. But I'm excited about this year. I think we've got some really good players. I think up front on both sides of the ball, I think we've got some guys that are really good players and that we're going to lean on those two groups. Defensively, I think secondary will have some youth, but I think we've got some capable guys back there, and linebacker group, coming back. Jude Hernandez and Mike Vieira, both of those guys are coming back from last year. I think most of our D-line is coming back. And so, we're going to count on those guys to be, to lead that group. And then offensively, it may not look the same, but we're going to continue to, our offense is going to be built on running the football. And it may not look the same as what it has in years past, but, that part, the philosophy of establishing the run and establishing a physical presence, that part won't change. And so, I'm excited to get going. I'm excited about this year, and I think it'll be a great year.
Definitely. And you talk about going in there and switching up the offense a little bit. 2 points here. One, it's got to be tough to follow a legend,
sure,
like Danaher.
Sure.
And then to tweak things too. Have you had any pushback from any of that yet?
No, I mean, obviously, like I've told everybody from day one, you don't replace,
right,
Danaher, you don't replace, Campbell. I mean, those guys are legends in this profession and have left their mark, not only on Calallen, but the rest of the state. And so, that you can't replace those guys. Right. My job is I want to try to build upon what they already built and try to protect the legacy and the success that they've had. But, anytime you come in, and especially when somebody's been doing something for 40 years, everything's a change, not just the schemes, but, how we operate and how we just function, day-to-day procedures. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that the kids in the community understand that, there is going to be some change. But at the end of the day, the fundamental, philosophy as far as who we are as a program, that, to me, it may look a little bit different, but, that part doesn't change. And that's something that we want to continue to build on.
Nice. In conversations with Danaher over the years, he always went back to the strength of the team was when they incorporated weightlifts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I assume that's still, it seems to be a big deal everywhere.
Sure.
But I assume that's still very important there at Cal.
Absolutely. To me, your program is built in the off season, and it's built in the weight room. And football is still a physical sport, and you being able to impose your will on your opponent, and to do that, starts in the weight room, and it starts in your strength program, and so that's something that we've hit the ground running on from day one, and we've continued to work on this summer, and so that part will always be the foundation of who we are as a program.
And what about the district? What do you know about the district?
Yeah, we're a small district as far as number of teams, but TM is obviously they've continued to get better, and they've got a good team. The rest of the district don't know a whole lot about them, but I know there's some new coaches in our district, and some guys that I think are good ball coaches, and I think are gonna to continue to improve their programs. But non-district, we're gonna have a tough non-district slate, and then that'll help get us prepared for district, and then to make a long playoff run. We open up by district with a really tough, probably to me in my mind the toughest district in Region 4. With Bay City, Campo and Calhoun and Beeville and Lavernia. There's going to be a really good team that's going to be left out of the playoffs, and so whoever we match up with, in that first round is going to be a really good team. So, one thing is, again, we try to focus on is us. It's not so much about our opponent; it's about us, and continue to get better. And like I said, our goal is to make sure that we're playing our best football in November. So, I think we've got a great schedule and a lot of good quality opponents.
Nice. And have you had some conversations with Travis about hopefully having that matchup?
Sure. I don't know about hopefully having that matchup, but yeah, obviously that was, from the day that this job came up, and that was kind of the first conversation we had. It was like, well, we may see each other for first round, which that'll make for an interesting Thanksgiving. But they and I know they've done a great job, and that'll. We'll see what happens, but they're going to have a great team as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I know it's been a whirlwind since you got there. Did you get a chance at all to take a break and have some vacation this summer?
My family has. It has. Anytime you come in, especially when you come in late, it's. There hasn't been a whole lot of time to really breathe, and just trying to get everything ready to go. And so, there was a weekend or two, I was able to kind of get away, but maybe next summer have a chance to get away and, take a breath.
Cool. Well, good luck on the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This show is brought to you by the book, All I Need to Know I Learned from My Texas High School Football Coach. A handbook of wisdom for parents, young people, and yes, even coaches. Head over to www.learnedfromcoach.com and order your copy to support sharing the stories of these great coaches and leaders. That's learnedfromcoach.com.